start 6:10 this morning. Oh my god. Anyway, we're on our way now. And we're off. So we're here now. There's not going to be a lot of time to film, but we've had our tea and our coffee. We're off the bus and we're doing 20 minutes, and then we're going in through the tours. Okay, speak soon.
Two video. One it will be about Cantina SS. Cantina SS is still in reconstruction. That's why we can't go inside this building. But I will send you a video about this building better when you have idea how play jump and other places. Only you have only Auschwitz and Birkenau. Only on the surf we can show you all these places. So we start with Juden ramp. You can look on this two authentic wagon because only on to Birkenau before exists KL3. I think.
So in our bus was 57 people,
We have to wait on this
and
people.
on each of them carriages, there's two carriages, there was 57 to 80 people on that carriage for a week, full week. My god. Both doing whatever they had to do in the carriage. So people would have disembarked the trains, and this would have been where the selection process would have happened, just where you seen the trains. You ever think what they would have thought coming through them gates? They thought they were coming to a camp. Little did they know. Terrible. You can see all the watchtowers. Oh my god. As far as I can see. Very eerie feeling. Definitely very eerie feeling. In the guardhouse, and you just imagine the dogs barking and the carriage just rolling in. Terrible. So the trains, you can see looking through here, and that's what you see from all the films. The baggage just throughout. Women and children to one side, elderly and men to the other side. Guard dogs barking, German soldiers with their guns. Baggage lying everywhere, children crying, people trying to hold on to their husbands, kissing them maybe for the last time. And that would have been it. You can see other parties down there, all little groups. And we're here from 9 o'clock in the morning now. Look how many groups there's already. Now that bus, Nanny was on our bus. There's 60 on our bus. And there's 80 to 90 people was in one of them carriages for 1 week. Never opened the doors with no water or nothing. You can imagine the conditions would have been on that carriage. So we're making our way down, maybe to talk in the group. But you can see a lot of the buildings on the far side have been damaged. And whenever the British and the Americans were coming, they were trying to get rid of as much as possible evidence of what has been happening in the camps, and you can see them all damaged. Even here at the bottom is the same. What's disturbing is that the electric fencing, the guards, the dogs, and whatever, but it's just, there's a real sense of sadness around here. It's unreal. Like, we're here in November and it's pretty mild, pretty dry, and I'm wrapped up, gloves, snood, everything, coat zipped up to the top. And the people that come off them trains after spending a week would have been freezing, and then to be put into the little huts would have been terrible. With barely little clothing that they had, they were giving them pajamas type material. It would have been shocking. We're struggling today with the cold, so I wouldn't like to be a child. Grandparents or anything. A lot of people are overcome by their emotions. You find a lot of them maybe have great grandparents or relations of some description whose journeys probably ended here. I just don't know. It's very, very sad, and being honest, it would make you cry. It would change your outlook on life. Being here, somewhere I've always wanted to see for that reason. Anyway, move on. I'm just going to have a read of this before I go over. So, whenever the American armies and stuff came in, all this area here was demolished when they cut off exit the German forces. So they tried to get rid of the ovens and stuff, as you can see behind me and here. Tried to get rid of all their evidence, which they'd done, but they didn't get rid of everything, and they didn't get rid of the memories of all the people that survived it. Bastards. Used now is the buildings that they would have been kept in. The workers that were remained, that weren't burned or murdered for a while, they would have been kept in houses like this. As you can see behind me, and there's rows and rows and rows of them all over. So the amount of people that stayed here was probably marched to different areas, either potato picking or harvesting of crops or whatever. And if you were sick, if you were ill like myself, and you couldn't make it, and you were collapsed on the side of the road, you were either shot or clobbered to death. It was one of the two. Some other people tried to help, but most of the time they were told to go on. And in the big ditches are at the side, people's bodies were lying and probably removed that evening by the workers, as they were called. They actually lasted about 3 months and then they were murdered themselves. Little did they know. But yeah, shocking. It's very, very shocking that the world let this happen. Stayed with their groups and stuff and are listening to the history and stuff, but if anybody doesn't know the history of Auschwitz, they really need to look it up and read about it, because it'll change your way of thinking about your life in front of you. A lot of people never got the chance to live and been to do something like this. Definitely, if you're ever in Poland, come and see it. It's worth seeing. At the side of the building, God knows what it was for to carry. You can well imagine. The wooden battens at the side are probably to keep the structures maintained over the years, because I'm sure some of them have collapsed. The entrance again, many who got through it never seen the way back out through it again. Many few of them. I'll go inside one of the accommodation wings that people would have stayed in, the prisoners would have stayed in, as they call them. That would have been the bunks that people lay on. And if you were at the bottom, you were actually on the floor. On the tiles, there's no felt or nothing. So, yeah, that'd be horrendous. My daughter was saying that if you were in charge of the wing, every one person was allocated, they'd get to sleep in a more, well, luxurious, if you would call it, accommodation. But you can see in that room there, like you can see outside, people would actually be laying against that. God knows how many in one part, and that was their life until they were dead. Or incinerated. Shocking. Someone's actually put their names into the side of it. Horrendous. So that was a little fire, and whoever was in charge was probably down in front of it with their little mattress close to the fire. Look at the tiles. The floor feels so cold. There's an eerie feeling about it. The amount of people that had died in here is unreal. It's just unreal. Terrible. Yeah. I wouldn't like to have been in the middle. No light. Or nothing. Some inscriptions in the wall. There is some inscriptions left. And this is the washrooms. I'd say maybe hangers along the top. Shocking. Terrible. Shocking. See, could be bullet holes or anything. All the people have signed. Again, that's another stove, so there's probably 2 stoves in each part. So this is a little junction up the front, and that would have been the fire for whoever guarded. They would have got this little room themselves. These are, ladies and gentlemen, you go to your bed tonight and you won't be complaining a thing about it. When you lie in your bed, remember what I showed you today. Today is a genuinely cold, overcast, cloudy day, and you can see the shucks, there's stones in them. Could you imagine the smell that would have been coming off them stones and around here between people who are ill, sick, dead bodies, blood, excrement, everything. It would have been absolutely horrendous. That was the accommodation wing, and again we'll go to the crematorium, but with the crematorium I have to be a bit more respectful with regards to filming. I'm not be allowed to film as much, but I'm sure you have an idea, and you've plenty of history books and documentation you can look up on YouTube where you can see all that. A person went through them and very little came out. Terrible times. Look, take your photographs, but never forget. Never. What you hear in the background is all the registered names that they've heard who's died. It happened, therefore it can happen again. It can happen anywhere. Is it happening right now? That's the question. That's where we were earlier on. As you can see, the dead people and stuff in it. Shocking. And the trenches that I was talking about earlier on, look at all the dead. If you want to read it, you can freeze the frame and you can see it then.
carrying the bodies of those who had perished in the journey.
My God.
Yeah.
To go into here?
Coming out through that gate, thousands of them had to go and do work, and then they carried the dead back.
Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible. Through this gate here.
Mm-hmm.
Shocking. So whenever people was coming through there, people used to escape and used to leave dead corpses lying here, so that when everybody came through, they'd see them and they wouldn't try to escape. My God, shocking, isn't it? Horrendous. Again, you can freeze the video and look at it.
9,000 of them died within 5 months.
And just freeze that, and you can read it. She was just saying that people were doused with water if they didn't work and threw out in the cold and used to freeze. It's young children's shoes. Young children's shoes. Look how many there is. So everything was taken out and sold her. Look at the names even on some of the cases. So this is where they used to come in and be de-dressed. German guards used to take what they needed of them. Used to do experiments on terrible. Used to do experiments on young children, especially twins. Shocking. Starvation's the name of that. This is all the people that were photographed when they came into the camp. And that was it, documented. Look at the rows of them. That's the photographs that you seen earlier on. And the watchtowers and stuff. You can see them carrying the uniforms. So people come into this building with a name and they left with a number that was inscribed in their skin, and that number was what they took to the grave. This is the bunk beds they used to sleep in. Look at them, covered in straw, fleas, ticks.
On the 15th of the 9th, died on the 23rd of the 10th.
My God. Probably worked to death. See the star on the uniform. So the other prisoners couldn't see what was going on over here. There was hundreds of women prisoners above here, and they were used as guinea pigs in sterilization. And afterwards, people were shot dead there. Firing squad. Men were sentenced to death. They stripped at that, and then they were brought out and shot. And that's why it's called the death wall. Oh my God. And that's where they would have been hung. Oh my God. What I've noticed, you see the steps behind me? Look at the amount of people that's come through here. I'm not saying prisoners, but the amount of people that's we're not in a tour, we're just doing our own thing. It's just constant, it's unreal. You want to see the amount of people here.
The first experimental gas in them.
Oh my God. So this is where the experimental gases happened before it went into mass production. Unreal. Polish prisoners hanged on the 19th of July 1943 during the biggest public execution in Auschwitz on these. It's a bar. It's just unreal here. It's definitely worth a visit if you're in Poland. Definitely. This is the booth where the SS men were responsible for conducting a roll call and collecting reports on the number of prisoners took shelter during the unsettlement weather. This is the first gas chamber, the very first of its kind made. See the chimney on top? I'm not going to film too much. Seeing where the places were rolled into the ovens. Shocking. Terrible. I say, if it's in Poland, give it a chance. Make you think about life in a big way. Come and see it. But it's a real horror camp, so be careful. Think about it before you come. And that's the gas chamber. That's the only one that's remaining. The one that I was in there. One way into the place and one way out. This is the way we come in. And that's the way we're going out. That's the final look at the gas chamber. Auschwitz in Poland.